All right. What's up, Ninja Nation? Sorry I'm a little late. Uh, Work went over a little bit. Um, Adult life. Um, but welcome to Ninja Nation. Um, and Chapter 3 of Manbeardia. Give me 1 second. Oh, these little monster pops. Get them at Walmart. They're like $10. Yeah. They are the business. Alright. Little Royce Gracie action going on there. Alright. My apologies for having a popsicle in my mouth. But I will have to eat it before it melts. So periodically I'll take a bite. But thank you for being with me. Sorry about the wait. Chapter 3. Isle of Brazilian Brojitsu. Page 36. Suddenly, a lion-like roar came from the sky above. What now? He lazily looked up. Giant talons came down. Oh. He rolled out of the way, dodging and weaving out of the way of claws of death trying to scoop him up. Damn thing had to be the size of a football field. Lucifer got an opportunity to flee and took it. He teleported away from the gargantuan beast. What are you? He looked up, trying to quickly get his bearings. What did his eyes fall on but a rainbow color transferring dragon? Oh, excuse me. A actual dragon. He had only seen pictures and lore on medieval drawings during his reign in the medieval era. Reign. Yeah. Some king he was. Amongst all the other magical beings, he ranked mid to low class amongst god tier and mythical legendaries. They barely acknowledged him. At least this Apollo gives him the respect. That's all anybody ever wants, is the respect. This place sure did have him reflecting a lot lately. A giant wing pimp smacked him into a tree. Splintering wood flew everywhere. And this quickly snapped him out of his inner thoughts. Excuse me, sir. I am not a rag doll. If you desire to fight me, give me a minute. The Centazeus mother scoffed and cocked its head. Sir! She waited for him to get to his feet. Sir! Other wing flew in and smacked him into another tree. Lucifer jumped up. Now look here, you overgrown armored turkey. I am an animal just like you. So I am almost. So, I almost killed your baby. How was I supposed to know that thing had big, strong parents? Satan said quickly, coming out of the woods, but knelt down as strong telekinetic psychic wave as he, excuse me, as a strong telekinetic psychic wave hit his brain. In this wave was a female voice. We are not the same. No one here likes you. You need a temperature check. You think because you fall from the mother stream on top of our planet that you were owed? Satan stood up slowly. Sorry. Yeah, that's how slow he's standing up. His old days, he just got pimp smacked twice. Lucifer jumped up and huffed. He blew feathers out of his mouth, and he brushed his jet black hair out of his face. I am skipping around and I apologize. Okay, no more popsicle because I can't focus on two things at once. You're not the same. No one likes you. You need a temperature check. Satan stood up slowly and raised his hand in surrender. Okay, all right. Ooh, jeez, you can hear me. Unfortunately, he winced. Every time this dragon talked, it felt like his brain was being thrown in a microwave like eggs. His psychic powers weren't crap to the might of this dragon. Oh yeah, Novies? Sorry, that's my dog. His psychic powers weren't crap compared to the might of this dragon. You're obviously angry and very powerful. I really would rather fight the Bro King of this island than you. She raised her head sideways and showed a deadly mouth of teeth. I bet you would. Most avoid my kind. Attempting to kill my son is not a good way to be in my good graces. Sorry. No, you're not. You had bloodlust in your eyes, and you laughed evilly. Okay. Do I at least have the pleasure of knowing my killer's name before you disembowel me? Is that right? Disembowel me. I suppose I can spare you that much. Name's Destiny of the Favorite Clan. Well, Destiny of the Favorite Clan, it is nice to meet you. He placed his hand on his chest and said with great manners, I'm called. I don't care your name. You want to be chivalrous now after you damn near killed my son? Yes, ma'am. That's what I'm trying to do anyway. No! It doesn't work that way. Satan dropped to his knees and he rubbed his head as the dragon screamed at him. Oh, the killing of the son. Yes, I guess that would dampen the mood of any parents, huh? Then, in a very Lucifer fashion, how he always does. He was so good at pissing people off. To get what he wanted, oh, excuse me. He was so good at pissing people off to get what he wanted on Earth, it became second nature. He really was trying to please and calm the Titan beast down. All this 24/7 fighting was making these old hellbones too tired for any villainy or evil plot of world domination. Literally, his every waking moment here was turning into how to survive and escape. A place where everybody and everything was 1,000-fold stronger than him. But the hardest thing was to not piss off these God-powered strangers. But to do that was to deny the very character trait that made him good at being Satan. Page 37. Earth was a cakewalk compared to this place. The next sentence that fell out of Lucifer's mouth did just that. The reverse of calming her down. He rubbed the back of his head. Yeah, sorry about trying to suck your son's soul out and kill him. But that's still out for you, right, baby? Kill or be killed. His grin slowly faded across, or excuse me, his grin faded after he realized he could have worded those words much differently. How cold they came across. She lowered her head and showed her teeth. She slowly stalked towards him with a low growl. Yeah, kill or be killed. No. Wait, hold on. No. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it that way. A dagger mouth chomped down. Luckily, he jumped out of the way and ran for his life. Hey, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Please don't eat me. One paw smacked him up in the air, and for the first time in his life, he felt fear. All the black magic in the world, all the hell power flowing through him, all the angel power in his position. God bless you, my goodness. This was how he was going to die. His reign over legacy burned up, eaten by a mythical beast that shouldn't exist. Yes, there was a worse ways to die. It's a damn shame. He had hoped to reach 65,000 years of chaos. He closed his eyes and embraced his end. A few moments passed. Blackness. Quiet. Is it done? Dare he open his eyes? Hello? Excuse me, ma'am. She said, I'm the dragon. Rawr! Sorry. Dare he open his eyes? Dare he open his eyes? Where does a spiritual supervillain go to when he isn't in the realm of the pit of fire? Sudden courage and a wave of newfound strength found him. And an audacity began to pump through him. There was only one thing that could re-energize him. The demons back home must have sensed his life force slowly dwindle, and they began to play. evil metal, hateful heavy metal, and it filled him with lovely anger. Yes, yes, I think I do dare to open my eyes. He opened his eyes and he saw bushes, grasses, and an outside world that looked like Manbeardia, except that music that pumped through the air was making him stronger every minute. God, he missed his demons and his followers playing for him. If this is my eternal resting place, I'm okay with it. His muscles spazzed like they were holding something extremely heavy. Huh? And he looked up and saw a roof of a mouth, a tongue. The world's largest set of swords on display. Swords? No. No! They were teeth! Oh my God! I'm not dead yet! It's still trying to digest me! He looked over his arms. He looked over his arms where his true form arms were. And they were holding the upper jaw from chomping down. Yes! Lucifer said as he burped up some internal black flame. He let the metal flow through him. Fine. You want to eat me? I give you the world's worst indigestion, excuse me. It's hard to narrate with you staring at me. He spit the black flame down the throat of the dragon. Now, if you don't mind, I will exit stage front. Exit stage front. Exit stage front. Where is that? Okay. He let one arm go and punched out a fang, and then leaped out. In leaping out, he pressed all his force down to break her jaw. As he fell out, he left hooked. He gave the dragon a left hook, followed by a right hook to the connector's point of the jaw. The dragon wailed in pain. She swung and she swung. He ducked, swung on top of her back. He jerked both of her wings up. With the tooth in hand, he jumped from side to side as he ran up her spine. He front flipped and stabbed the tooth in her eye. As he landed, she wailed in pain. He was swept off his feet with a tail swipe. He hopped up. She charged her breath weapon. Blue energy started to gather in her mouth. Satan ran towards her and baseball slid as it blasted out several miles over his head. When he hit the floor, he snapped his fingers to activate the hell bomb. Satan cleared the tail and legs and started walking away from the dragon, all hero-like. The dragon exploded from the inside out. The slow-mo hero experience was instantly ruined when he was showered in dragon grossness and dragon blood. Instantly, he became a skeleton. All human and demonic flesh was burnt off. Ew, yo! Come on, stop. Ugh, it stinks so bad. And it's acidic too. Damn it. It was so cool in my head. The humans made walkaway explosions look so cool. Gah! Oh, that's where I was. Alright. Reading aloud is a lot harder and a lot more setup than it looks. That's why I seem so disorganized. Oh! Sorry. That's what I get for trying to do a YouTube exclusive. Oh. Alright. Page 38. He shook some of the yuckiness off. Ew, disgusting! He ran over to a small clearing and tried to throw up, but only dry heaved. Right, no stomach. Oh my god, girl, you stink. Ugh. I really hope you don't have AIDS or crabs or something. He walked over to the head, which was the only intact piece of the body. Closer. He walked over to the head. Only intact piece of the body. Oh. Yeah! What now, biatch? Who's the alpha female now? He paused a minute, as that sentence didn't sound right, but he wasn't sure why. He looked to the horizon. Yeah! You bastards thought that I would be finished? No, sir! He shouted to the castle walls, across the island, peeking up over the trees. Watch this! Not only did I defeat your pet, but I will drag this peasant to your doorstep. All this very loud hooting and hollering he did. He swore they heard him. At this point, he just knew, they were very nervous and afraid for their lives. The match to come was going to be glorious. Back at the castle, all was quiet. As the king leaned on his sword's handle, he looked out past the castle. Past the horizon. Should we send out a search party? The cricket shrugged its shoulders as it watched a flock of birds fly away from the general area. Mr. Lee had landed. I tell you what, Cricket. Apollo says this Lucifer character is going to be done in by the Centazeus. But I don't know. I have a feeling. Apollo says that he is Earthen Realm's fiercest villain of the time. Lucifer, the fallen angel. The soul collector. Meh, I say. The hype doesn't live up to the creature. The hype doesn't live up to the product. I don't see it. He doesn't look to be more. He looks to be more of a marshmallowy child than some scary creature of legend. Yeah, fuck that guy. Excuse me. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I'm new at this whole YouTubing thing. I didn't actually say that if I'm not allowed to say that. Okay. The hype doesn't live up to the product. I don't see it. Marshmallow, scary, legend. Right. For a whatever he is, he's not very strong. The cricket nodded in agreement and let out a soft bro chirpadoop. Some time went by, and a cool breeze gently brushed his beard. King Royce Bracy sat majestically on the top tiers of the castle's step. He brushed his beard. He lit up a vanilla Cuban cigar and then leaned back on his elbows, still watching the horizon. Apollo walked to the opening of the castle. Dinner's ready, my lord. The king looked up. Sorry. The king looked up at Apollo. Apollo. His voice trailed off. Are you okay, my lord? Huh? Royce Bracy leaned up against the castle wall's entrance and took a long puff. It's the craziest thing. He exhaled. I have killed many enemies and even went a couple rounds with the Don of the island, the Don of Manbeardia. I've stopped several incursions, halted 3 coups d'etats against my throne. Never once stopped to think of the people that did me dirty. I deal with the problem and then go about my business. Not another thought to it. Apollo knew exactly where this conversation was going, and he smiled. This guy falls out of the mother stream, straight out of the sky, shows a bit of disrespect, kills one of the king's wives, and suddenly he's on everybody's mind. I wonder about this outsider. Part of me hopes the dragon mother dealt with him, because he is a thorn in normal operations. Normal operations. I don't lost my place. I'm sorry. Oh, there it is. Okay. Because he is a thorn in normal operations. I know no one really dies here, but watching it unfold makes you forget that sometimes. He seems to have that effect on people, my lord. Regardless of what planet he's on, Apollo stated. Yeah, I suppose he does. The king took a deep puff and savored the flavor. He was quiet for a bit, in obvious deep thought. He exhaled the purple smoke, and the other half of me wants to send out a search party because I wonder if he is alive so I can fight him myself. Why does this creature have my soul in chaos? Apollo abruptly began to laugh and patted the king. Patted the king. I'm sorry, I keep trailing off. I'm not trying to. Jada, this king to repeat the clear. He sailed. Half me wants to send us just running. So he has. Apollo began to laugh and patted the king on his shoulder. He sighed and sat next to him. His whole life is chaos. He is always at odds with his father. He is more unstable than Ares. But be careful. Ever heard of the saying, speak of the devil and he will appear? Or speaking of the devil, look who just walked in? Page 39. Yeah, I've heard of those words, those sayings. Yeah, well, that's that guy. That's, that's where that comes from. I know I read that wrong, but today's been a day. Anyway, will he be our destruction? Oh, by the spears of Ares, no. No. I might as well tell you he is no god. He used to be a god's servant. He's a peasant. Our bugs of the land are stronger than him. He's a plaything. A bit of fun at best. Plus, he's a lackey. Not even a good one, from what I observed. He's no threat to this place. Especially not to the Don or myself. Okay, well, it's awfully quiet over there, so maybe he was dealt with. He put the strawberry cigar out and stood up. There's so much chaos in this book. Oh, goodness. Suddenly, their attention was ripped to the tree line as a rustle and commotion made the trees sound noisily. And speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Satan appeared out of the tree line, but he was in a less than intimidating state. Then, when Apollo he was in a less intimidating state than when Apollo smacked him several feet into a mountainside. He was dragging something large. The sheer determination in his eyes had as he panted heavily. Never mind that he was a whole skeleton with glowing green symbols. It was a very strange sight. Mr. Lee! Nice of you to join us. Screw the both of you! He cleared the tree line and stood valiantly. He raised his hand. In his hand was the dragon's head. He walked towards the castle. As he stepped into the moonlight, he looked even more unnerving and worse. I can't properly heal. I have used a considerable amount of magic to prove a point. A mixture of his blood and the fresh dragon blood trailed the grass behind, the dragon blood decimating anything it touched. And what is that, Mr. Lee? The king proclaimed. Lucifer's sight became increasingly uncomfortable as he got closer. He reached the castle steps and dropped the head and met their gaze. I am not that easily killable. He pointed to the woods behind him. And that's a lot longer than I originally. God, that's a lot of walking. Then took a step forward and collapsed, as if his legs gave out before him. A triumphant finger went in the air. But I did it, though! With that said, he passed out. The two stared at Satan at the bottom of the steps. Then blurted into a hefty laughter. Well, the kid's got heart, at least, Apollo stated. You could say that, Apollo. But more importantly, looks like that Centazeus species gave him the run for his money. The king said, smiling. Brother, I think we will leave his character at... Wait, what? The kid's got heart, at least. You could say that. More importantly... The king said, smiling. Oh, yeah, okay. Brother, I think we will leave his character at interesting. Apollo said with a hard chuckle. They both began to laugh again. The boys got drive, if nothing else, but if I've never seen a person outside or Viking fell at adult Centazeus. My curiosity grows in how he managed to achieve such a feat. Apollo made his way down the stairs to collect Satan. I don't know. You can ask him when he wakes. But he's grateful he didn't have to face the male Centazeus. His dumbass will die trying to fight it. They both laughed. Satan weighed nothing, next to nothing, being he was only a skeleton. How he was exhaling and inhaling baffled Apollo. Satan's eyes fluttered as he dreamed. Which reminds me, Apollo, do me a favor once you put him in his room. Come back and clean up the head and the mess. The head and the scent. Please. I don't need any more creatures attracted to my castle in search of a free meal. As you wish, my lord. With one hand, he threw Satan over his shoulder like a drunken girlfriend from the bar, and with the other hand, grabbed the horns of the head and slung the head across the island where the body laid. I didn't mean right now, the king said sheepishly. Apollo half shrugged. He formed jazz notes around his arm. He waved a free hand across the trail of bloodied grass. It withered and became anew. Apollo looked at Satan as he climbed the staircase. All right, sunshine. Come on, let's get you cleaned up. All right. 30? All right, we're going to stop at page 40. Chapter 3, page 40. And I promise next episode we won't be so choppy and unfocused. So I'd probably make one tomorrow after church. All right, Ninja Nation. I hope you enjoyed that, and Thank you for being with me. It is a good story. If we can get past my babbling and everything, just focus on the story. I laughed a lot writing this. But all right. Thank you for being with me, and I love you, Ninja Nation. Rock on.